Oh, I got the sleepy eyes today. Let it go, let it go. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Pearls and Ivy. It's me, Sarah. I am on a mission to create my most magical life, and I'm taking you all with me. So, we are in. Oh, God, how long has it been? What day is it? What year is it? Where are we? Who are you people? It has been 6 weeks, I think. I don't even know. It's been over a month now that we have been social distancing. And I feel like we're finally finding a groove with it. And I keep getting scared that just as we've gotten really settled with where we are, it's all just gonna change all over again. But yeah, we've sort of settled into a groove with things. We've found our flow. We are using this time as wisely as we can, getting things done, but also resting, spending time together, spending time alone. And overall, I have to say this has been really good for me. I wasn't sure how it was going to go with this whole self-improvement, change in my life journey, but it's actually been working out really well. What it's done most is just given me space to really commit to this. And it's given me space to feel and to think. And a lot of us are going through some really difficult things. We're in a position that we're not used to being in, and especially with having so much time on our hands, it's allowing a lot of things to just bubble up to the surface on their own, things that we forgot about, things that we're not ready to deal with. Feelings we didn't even know we had, traumas that we have never addressed, and it's a lot to handle. I get it. Just last Saturday, I had another really sad day. The whole day, I just wanted to curl up on the couch and eat popcorn and watch comfort movies, but I have a toddler, so that wasn't going to happen. But I did have a little bit of a time. I made myself some popcorn, I watched some Goonies, and when Rowan took a nap, I just sat on the couch in silence alone and just cried, and it was good. It was so good. We're letting go of so much stuff. For many of us, this is going to be an incredibly healing time to release a lot of emotional weight that's been weighing us down. Just last week, we had the full moon in Libra, which is all about tearing down power structures, and not just in the world around us, but inside of us, finding out what's been governing our choices, what's been governing our behavior, what can we let go of, what do we need to strengthen, and what do we need to let crumble, because we're stepping into a whole new us. The world is going to be changed, we are going to be changed. This time has allowed me to come to some places of real and genuine clarity about what's been holding me back. And so I just wanted to share with you some of those things. So here are my 3 biggest habits, negative thought patterns, belief systems, things, whatever you want to call them, that I am letting go of while staying at home. Busyness. Now, let me be clear, I'm not talking about productivity. Productivity is focused, mindful action toward a specific task or goal. It's about concentration and efficiency, and it's actually a very good thing. But no, I'm talking about busyness. Busyness is just the constant need to be doing something, anything. And I'm not sure why or when this habit started, but it may have begun back when I was a teenager as just as a desire to experience things and a thirst for life. And somewhere it changed and became just an inability to relax and a belief that somehow my self-worth was tied up in doing. The more I was doing, the more valuable I was as a person. No matter whether that was something important like preparing meals for my family, or whether it was just I need to go surf Pinterest so I can decide how I want to decorate my bedroom. Just had to be doing something. I couldn't be still. I could not be idle. A few months ago, I saw this quote on Instagram. Feeling the need to be busy all the time is a trauma response and a fear-based distraction from what you'd be forced to acknowledge and feel if you slowed down. Well, color me triggered. This rang absolutely true for me. I can remember a time last summer, I think, during the summertime when it's lighter outside longer. It's still light outside after Rowan goes to bed. I like to come out in the backyard and sit in the hammock and just chill out for like half an hour and decompress from the day. And one day I came out and I brought my phone with me. I usually do, whether it's just to listen to music or I find myself scrolling Instagram for some reason, even though I'm under a beautiful tree. But I just decided, you know what? No, put it down, turn it off, put it down, just sit here. And immediately, tears welled up in my eyes and I just started crying. And I could almost hear my body saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because we need space, we need to allow our soul space to express itself, to release things. And unfortunately, that was an isolated incident because I quickly went right back to the busyness all over again. Even though I was the one busying myself, making choices that would fill up my schedule, inside, I really just wanted to stop. But the habit had been around so long, I didn't know how. Even then at the beginning of the shutdown, I was already making lists, filling up my planner, and already pre-busying myself. But as the days went on, I noticed something. I wasn't keeping up with my lists. I eventually stopped filling out my planner, and the deep need to stay busy just began to fade away. Without the pressures of trying to work around unpredictable work schedules and outside obligations, I feel more like my time is my own. And I'm leaving myself space in my days and allowing myself to rest. There's been a lot of times when I had the intention of tackling a project or doing any sort of work and I just decided, you know what? No, I don't want to. I want to sit here for a little while. Obviously, I'm not cured. There's still a lot of deprogramming to do. I've been doing this way too long for that kind of magic to happen. But I've decided that I no longer want this for myself, and I'm allowing it to fall away. I'm a perfectionist. I used to think you had to be super organized and have all your shit together and just be a perfectionist, but that is not true. I am not organized and my shit is all over the place, and still I am a perfectionist. When I write a list, I have a certain format for that list, and if I mess up at any point or if I have to scribble something out, I'll start the list over again. How weird is that? Even just a grocery list. Fun fact, this is the 5th time I've tried to film this video, and I'm not even sure this one's gonna make the cut. If this is the video you're watching right now, give me a thumbs up or a yay in the comments because I did it. I posted it. Good for me. But yeah, I set completely unrealistic expectations for myself. I set lofty goals, overcommit myself, say yes to things I would really rather say no to, give myself crazy deadlines, and then feel like garbage if I don't achieve them or do them what I would consider perfectly. Psychologists believe this is linked to actually low self-esteem. It seems counterintuitive, but it makes perfect sense. It's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy of sorts. Deep down, I don't believe I can achieve this, so I'll set the bar super high so that when I miss, I can confirm my feelings. Or I'll procrastinate. I'll keep putting something off and never actually get started on something. I won't even try because I've convinced myself that it has to be perfect first, that I have to have all the information first, that I have to have it perfectly planned out first before I even give it a shot, or just fear that it's just gonna suck anyway. before I've even started. Last year, I set way too many unrealistic expectations and met with frustration, doubt, and feelings of failure. This can also come in the form of negativity bias or not seeing your actual accomplishments. I think in a previous video I mentioned that I didn't sing last year, which is not true at all. I sang so much. I performed at 2 art show openings. I performed at the Crocker Art Museum. I sang a few times for a brilliant choreographer friend of mine in some of his shows. I did a month-long singing challenge on Instagram, and due to this unrealistic expectations and perfectionism, I saw that as not being good enough. I don't know. The issue even comes into play when it comes to my self-improvement journey. I'll read all the books. Well, actually, I'll buy all the books. What do they call it? They call it shelf help books. I will buy all the self-help books, but I won't actually read them. And if I do read them, I won't put any of the practices into play. But I know all about how to do it. Just because I keep convincing myself I'm not ready enough, I don't know enough, I haven't learned enough. And having had these last few weeks to just step back and take a look at my life, I've been able to identify some of the ways I've been putting too much pressure on myself and making a conscious effort to catch myself in those moments, redirect, rework, and most importantly, let go and accept that whatever I do is enough. Yes, my entire past. Ladies and gentlemen, I am stepping into a new way of being, a new me, and to do that, I've gotta let go. Another big part of this recent full moon is letting go of emotional baggage. I am stepping into the next version of myself and taking a seat at a new table, and they don't have enough room for my bullshit too. Past hurts, past failures, past mistakes, past heartaches, old belief systems, old relationships, hell, even that old t-shirt that you happened to get that one time you went shopping with an ex. It's gotta go. All emotional baggage must go. I have held on to a lot of crap from the last 37 years of my life. And it does me no good but keep me in an old story of who I was and prevent me from moving forward. Now, we're not forgetting the past. I'm not forgetting the past, forgetting who I am, forgetting where I've come from. I'm simply releasing my grip on guilt, on shame, on regret. I am letting the past be, and I am not carrying it with me into this next phase of my life. Since taking this time to slow down, a lot of old gunk has been rising to the surface, and I'm steadily working on skimming it off the top little by little and tossing it out. I even performed a little ritual the other night meant to fully let go of my past. It was pretty simple, and I sort of made it up intuitively as I went along, but it was so powerful. And if any of you are interested in knowing what I did, leave a little star in the comments and perhaps I'll make a little video about it. But anyway, having this space has allowed me to see myself more clearly without distraction or distortion. This is Rascal. He just showed up. Say hi, Rascal. It's Rascal. I'm starting to see the big picture of what I want my life to look like, who I want to be, and how I want to show up for myself and my loved ones. With all of these things, none of it's going to happen overnight. I do feel like this time is causing it to happen a lot quicker than it probably would otherwise. But the best way I can think of to release big things like this is to just be aware of it. You have to decide that you're no longer going to fall into these traps, whatever they are for you, and just become more aware of them. Once awareness is such a big, powerful thing. Once you become aware of a habit, then every time it pops up, it's like a little beep. It's like a big red flag in your face, and you can go, oh, here it is. And you can make a choice in that moment, not engage with it, and to choose a different direction. Everything about this time is calling for change. When all of the farce and nonsense is stripped away, we can see what really, really matters to us. We have to face the fact that what we knew of the world as normal is gone. And if we want what's coming to be better than it was, we have to make changes at an individual, personal level. And that begins by letting go. Even if that means that when you're feeling sad, that you just let yourself have that moment to feel sad. Let yourself cry, because that's your body's way of releasing things. I'm not saying you need to commit to a whole full-on life restructuring, but I'm sure there's something that we all know of ourselves that can change, that we can let go of, that we can work on just recognizing when it pops up and maybe choosing differently when it does. Trust me, when you do, you're gonna feel lighter, you're gonna feel clearer and more capable. You're gonna create space for those parts of you, the real you, to start to shine through more and more. Have you discovered areas of your life that could use a good cleaning? Tell me about it in the comments below. Let's chat. This is some really intense stuff, you guys. We should talk about it. But anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. All that good old-fashioned self-promotional stuff. I really hope I post this video because I don't want to film it again. Okay, bye! Something in my eye. Springtime! Why are you such a blessing and a curse? I'm starting to see the big picture of how I want my life to be. I'm starting to see the big picture of what I want my life to. I'm starting to see the big picture of rascal. I'm starting to see the big picture of what I want. I'm starting to see the big